Hello, everyone. Welcome to William and the Magic Box. Today on our show, we are going to have John. John is from Kentucky in the USA. So let's see what John has to say. Enjoy the interview. Hello, Jonathan.
William,
Good morning.
how are you?
I'm very well. How are you doing today?
I'm good. It's cold here, then started to snow, so I'm not crazy about that.
I'll tell you something now. It's been really, really cold in London as well. But actually today it's less cold. It's still very cold, but this last week it's been incredibly cold. Like was snowing as well last weekend. So it's been really cold.
I wasn't ready for this weather.
So Jonathan, tell me where are you from?
So I'm from Cincinnati. Actually, I grew up in Kentucky, just slightly below Cincinnati, probably like 45 minutes from there.
I see. And why the move from Kentucky to Cincinnati?
Just growing up where I did, it's a little too far from the city. I mean, to go to the nearest mall was almost an hour. So it just, we had my parents ended up moving, so um, just worked out that way.
Tell me what's the best part of living in Cincinnati? Tell me something interesting about the city.
Um, let's see. I would say, I guess so. I tried moving away because when I was growing up, I said I hated Cincinnati. So I moved to DC, and it made me appreciate Cincinnati a little bit more. but but as I've gotten older, there's just we have a passion for food and breweries, and I don't know, it's a great community, and there really is it's a good place to live. It really is.
I think I'm sure I had another guest on the show. I think last year from your city. I think.
Chad, yeah,
Yeah. Oh, you've
yeah,
done better than me. My goodness, I don't have so
yeah.
many things that are amazing. And what do you do for a living, Jonathan?
So I actually this past year I started my own personal training business. So I train I specify with training gay men. So um, you know my whole idea was just kind of creating a voice in the community to help others that struggle with confidence. And everybody has their own story when it comes to the struggles they face, and I think that keeps us held back a lot in life.
Mhm.
So I just I think that helping with sharing my story and my struggles, it helps my clients feel like they can relate to somebody, so they can actually find themselves in a way.
So tell me a little bit about this journey so far. As you said, it's based in your, in your life that you struggle that you had. So tell me a little bit, walk me through a little bit um, the idea that you had to help gay men regarding fitness.
So I think that there's this commonality that we all face when especially if you're someone new to the community, you feel like you have to like fit a certain image, right? And so yeah, when I first started working out, it was because I wanted to lose weight. I was overweight. I used to weigh 230 pounds. But what kept me going wasn't the fact that my body was getting better. It was what I gained mentally and internally overall that kept me going. And I think that a lot of people, they feel like they don't need to go to the gym because they're like, I'm fine with my body. I'm like, there's a lot more to it than just getting in better shape, and it's more than what you see in the mirror. So um, you see mental health is such a struggle for everybody, especially since COVID. So it's
Mhm.
I don't know. I just think that it's kind of like, I don't know that there are too many people out there kind of raising awareness to that, and so
Mhm.
that's my goal to bring that to attention.
And um, you want to do in the gay scene, LGBTQ scene, because you, of course, being a gay person, you think that for you, it's the priority. You think you are helping the community.
Yeah, yeah, and I think that's my overall goal. I named my company Time to Shine, which is actually from a former business, but I think that it's important that everybody finds their own path, and I
Mhm.
think that my experience in the gay community, there's kind of you can get on different paths, right? You can if you fit like the stereotype that they put out there, it's not the prettiest stereotype about us, and so I think that it's important to bring like-minded people together that feel like we don't have to hate on everybody. We don't have, it's just like focus on our own journey and see where that takes us. So, and I think that's really important.
Absolutely. Are you ready to go on a beautiful journey through your memories in life and to share your
Oh
point of views?
yeah. I was watching some of your episodes. I'm like, oh boy.
It's amazing. Welcome to William and the Magic Box. This is my best friend. Full of random questions. I'm just gonna play a song now just for us to relax a bit before the first question. Okay, let's do it. Jonathan, before we start during the journey, if there is a question that you don't want to talk about for some reason, you don't want to answer, always can change, okay? First question for you is, what is your favorite weekend activity?
Oof, favorite weekend activity. Well, I mean, if it's in the summer, I like to go. I have a friend that lives a couple hours south, and it's on a 400-acre farm. So in the middle of nowhere, they have, you know, a big pool, and it's just secluded. So I would say, of all things that I enjoy doing, going there is probably my favorite because it's just a peaceful getaway.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I've had my moments of where it was just going out on the weekends and partying, and really what that did was it just set me back in different ways throughout the week. So I don't care to do that as often. It is nice to go out and see friends, but I usually try to kind of just prioritize myself and just kind of getting organized and everything on the weekends. So, but I'd say that's the top.
Winter time, it's slightly different.
Yeah, slightly. Actually, we're hoping to go down there soon because, you know, she has a hot tub, and still it's just nice to get away. So same thing. It's just not as nice when it's, you know, all you have to pack are your swim trunks and then just go enjoy the weekend. So
next question, let's do it. Next question for you is, if you had only 24 hours of life, what would you do?
If I had only 24 hours of life, I would do my best to gather everybody that I love the most and spend every minute with them.
Tell me a few people that would be included in this day. Some people that you go like, okay, that people needs to be there.
Let's see, I would say my partner, Jonathan, my mom, and my dad, my siblings, and then I have like a core group of friends that we just kind of keep in touch. And I don't get to see my friends as often as I used to, but man, I have a small group of friends I've been friends with for 15 plus years, and then my close gay group of friends that just bring the life to me. So I'd say that encompasses everybody there.
Amazing. Very good. Next question. Before the next question, tell me, how was growing up as a gay boy? Did you have the support of your family? And the day when you came out, did something happen, or you just felt like, okay, I'm gonna live my true self for now, and I'm just gonna, you know, open up to my family?
Oh man. So let's see. I knew I was gay very early on, but I grew up in a very rural area. So, you know, a lot of the name calling and stuff like that was very common. So I didn't come out till I was 25 years old. So let's see. I would say I was mostly accepted by everyone. My mom had a hard time for a couple of weeks, but I think it was more so the fact that I hadn't told her, and you know, my mom is one of my best friends, so I'm a mama's boy. But yeah, no, I mean, I think I remember my first two friends, Beth and Ryan, that I had told, and you know, I was so scared, I started crying, and Ryan, we were in their truck, and Ryan like climbed through the back seat and he gave me a hug, and he's like, you know, this doesn't change anything. You're still Jon, and I still hold on to that because I think that's something to remember, is that it doesn't change who you are to the core, you know. And now from that point on, I was actually in a relationship, and nothing really changed until I want to say 30, 31. At that point, I'd gone through a couple gay relationships. You know, I think I struggled with codependence and, you know, the patterns that you learn from past relationships. So I had to break that. And that's when I kind of made my way into the community in Cincinnati and met a million amazing people that have helped mold me to, you know, kind of finding who I am. So it's been a journey.
And you saying about, actually, should I call you John or Jonathan?
John's fine.
John? Okay.
Yeah, usually it used to be just my mom when she's mad, she called me Jonathan, but now as I'm getting older, I'm like, it sounds more mature, but then nobody sticks to it, so it doesn't matter.
As you mentioned that you are a mama's boy, what is the biggest similarity between you and your mom and the biggest difference?
Let's see. I'd say the biggest similarity is that people look at us and they think that we're just going to be like cold, just very dry, and they don't realize how we just constantly love to laugh. And so even Jonathan, my partner, he met her and he's just like, I see exactly where you get it from, because I understand like we have to take life seriously sometimes, but that's not all the time. And so I get that from my mom. Like, she's literally always joking. They won't laugh because she's like, they didn't think it was funny. I'm like, well, Mom, maybe it's like the accent and stuff. They don't take it seriously. but yeah, no, that's the biggest similarity. I think the biggest difference, she loves her nice things. She loves brands, but she is very frugal. And I wish growing up I made the choices that she had been like pounding in my head over and over again, but I never listened to her. But so I'd say that's the biggest thing. Like, she will shop and shop and shop until she finds something, and then even then she's like, if it's meant to be, it'll be there. And other than that, like, because for her it's just like, I don't need to waste money on things, and I haven't always been great about that.
Interesting. Next question is, what's the best advice have you ever given?
Have I ever given?
Mm-hmm. To someone? Yeah.
I would say there's actually something I say really often, and it's to have the talk. And, so a lot of my friends, they'll come to me for advice, or if they're going through situations with their significant other or somebody important to them. And the biggest lesson I've learned, so then I share, is to have the talk with whoever that situation is going on with. Nothing comes from not communicating at all. And so, obviously they're voicing an issue to me because they feel like they can't talk to said person. So and honestly, just, because I like to keep in touch with my friends quite often, the difference that makes when they do feel that they can open up. And, I think that's part of the healing process that we all have to go through. Yeah. It's, we often feel that we can't communicate with people, and it's finding the common ground to do that with whoever it is, because if you love them enough, if they love you enough, then you will find a way to do that.
I will ask something now, John. I always believe that personal trainers, in the fitness industry, when they have their clients, working with their clients, I think that they are like a psychologist as well, like a therapist, because their clients share a lot of personal events with them. Like, I'm sure a lot of positive, but at the same time as well, a lot of let's say challenge, moments that they face. For you as a personal trainer, how do you manage to not take that energy, to your personal life? You know what I mean? Like, for example, I'm sure working out, I'm sure they feel confident and they feel, they can talk to you, they can share events with you. And at the same time as well, I'm sure you feel compassionate about it, and you kind of put yourself in their shoes. So how do you do to, separate this, let's say, work with your personal life without not, bring to your personal life? There is anything that you do?
Yeah, I would say, okay, so you're very right about that. So, and honestly, that's why I did start this with online coaching. It's because I get to actually have a true connection with people, more so than just somebody that I see, 2 or 3 times a week in person. It's a lot different because we're connected all the time. And so, and I actually stress it to my clients, like, if something's going on, I want you to tell me, for one, because, I want you to know that you have my support, but also it gives me an idea to say, okay, this could be why they're struggling in certain aspects with their meals. And so I actually enjoy that. And so I will say this, that's something that has always been part of me is, I'm part Filipino. And so people call me Dr. Phil because I'm just that person. I love to listen. It is hard sometimes to not, I'm one of those people, like, if you cry, I cry. Like, I'm a very emotional person. And so the one thing I just have to do with this, because my messages are going off all the time for my clients, I'm basically always connected, and it really is it's a mental boundary that you have to keep, that
Mhm.
if they are dumping something on you that's like super hardcore, or if it's like too much, for one, not respond right away, let yourself kind of take a walk. The other side of it is that, okay, they feel they can talk to me, be there for them, but also remember that you're the coach first. Like that's the constant reminder you have to be, is like, I'm a coach first. And I even tell them that. Um, and so it's like, what can we do that, obviously you're facing this setback. And so we need to figure out a way for it to not impact every other aspect of your life, especially what you're trying to achieve right now.
See. All right. Okay, Dr. Phil, I got it. Next question. Next question for you is, describe yourself in 3 words.
3 words. Okay. Just any words?
Any?
Okay. I would say optimistic, trusting, scatterbrained. I gotta say that. My mind is always going a million miles per minute. If you like, I'm the person that will have a 5 to-do list. It's like, well, that didn't get done, so let me start a new one. Like, it's the ADHD brain. So it's just, I'll be honest and say that.
Next one. Let's do it. Next question is, as a child, have you ever stolen anything, and how did it happen?
Ever stole anything? Oh man. I know of a time that I don't think I ever have stolen anything. I can tell you that there was one time where I don't know where I was. I was a kid with my mom, and I think we were at Walmart, because that was like the closest store. And we bought something, and there was a big box in the top of the cart, and under the cart was like orange juice. I think it was orange juice. And so like we go out the door, and I realized that we didn't pay for that. I'm trying to, and she's like, well, we can't go back in. They're going to think we stole. Like, it was like, I just remember this. I was a little kid. Like, and she's like, I don't know what to do. I'm like, I don't know what to do, Mom. Like, so I think we just left with it. Because it looked worse. I don't know.
I think you're just putting the blame on your mom right now. I can see it.
I said I couldn't recall what I have. I mean, I'm sure I've probably stolen like a beer glass from a bar at some point. I don't know.
I'll take that. I'll take that. You put your mom as well. You exposed your mom events for the whole world. For the whole world.
Oh my gosh. My mom is a saint. So it's just.
You're trying to make it up now. Yeah, I can see. Straight away.
I'm doing my best. Okay.
What do you miss the most of your childhood?
Oof. I would say the ability to not have to care about things. Growing up where I did, we had like 6 houses on our street. Every day was the same thing, where we're running to each other's houses with my friends, and it's just, fun was going to play in the woods, So it was just, I think that's the biggest thing I miss, is just that, the bonds that I had were bonds that were maintained because we saw each other all the time. And, we didn't have cell phones. We didn't have anything like that. Heck, we didn't have internet for the longest time. So, and you just think about it, how much the internet and everything consumes us.
Absolutely.
And we're just so connected. And so, and I really try not to be connected. I have to be for my business. But, there are times in the day where it's like, I'm shutting down, I'm not paying attention to anything. And, I think there's this mindset where we have to, like, a need it now type of mindset for people. And so just like if somebody messages me, I feel like, oh gosh, I got to get back to them right away. And, I think that's just what society has created, but we don't have to. And I remind myself, like, I don't have to give all my attention to this right now. So yeah,
Absolutely.
I think that's what I miss about my childhood, is just the simplicity of it all.
Absolutely. Next question, John. Let's do it. Before the next one, tell me what's the most joy of being a fitness trainer? What's the best part of it? And also the flip side, what's the most challenging part?
The best side is really just seeing how happy people are when they see the results. You know, it's almost like it's something that they didn't think they could do. And honestly, I've always said if I can help make a difference in one person's life, I will absolutely do it every single day. If it annoys anybody, I've literally said this for years and years and years, and it's like it could annoy the entire world, but if one person gets value from it, that's literally all that matters, because that's what I want to do. So that's the biggest joy.
Mm-hmm.
The biggest challenge, I would say, I would say getting people to stay on task with like tracking their meals and things can be can be a frustration. I actually, so I've set it up to where it's kind of like you get to choose what you want. You can either have like the self-made, here's your meal plan, like follow this and then you'll see results. And then there's like the kind of like the less strict version where it's just like all you need to do is watch these numbers, eat what you want, don't go over them. I make it as easy as possible. But some people, it's just like, I can't do it, or it's just like they forget. And like, it's part of you. Do you want the results? So yeah, but I can do so much for you, but I can't go there and track your meals for you.
Absolutely. At the end of the day, they need to be in the same page as you, even better, even more, isn't it? Like,
Yeah. I mean, you know,
absolutely.
I can hold you accountable. I can shoot you messages every single day. And I think that right there is the challenge right there. It's
Mm-hmm.
where, because I check in with my clients at this point every single day. Like, what's going on? How's your day going? Because that's important, I think.
Mm-hmm.
But then it's just like, why am I messaging you? Like, you know, why am I doing this if you're not going to respond to me?
Absolutely. You can do for a while, but one point you go like, okay, now you need to be some improvement. I need to, it needs to come from you.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You're beating a dead horse up to a certain point, you know?
Next question is, where is the most exotic place have you ever been?
Most exotic. Well, when I was 3, I went to the Philippines. My mom's from Cebu. And I barely remember anything except for the smell of the fish market and the smell of the pigs. That's all I remember. But so like technically that's the most exotic place I've ever been. And then, you know, I've been to Punta Cana, Mexico a couple of times, Tulum and things like that. And both beautiful places. I don't know how, where on the scale they'd rank as exotic, but I definitely enjoyed them.
And so you say that your mom is from Philippines. Did you get to learn the language or not? Some
I know
words?
some, and I think at this point she wishes she would have taught me, you know, but I was that hard-headed little kid that probably would have said no anyway.
I see.
No, but no, I just bits and pieces.
I see. Ready for another one?
Yeah.
Let's do it. Next question. Okay, John from Ohio. Next
Can we
question
say
is,
Kentucky? Kentucky's better than Ohio. I'll say that right now.
all right, let's say Kentucky then. So John from Kentucky. Next question is, what is your most embarrassing moment?
Let's see. There's 2 moments that came to mind. One was embarrassing, but nobody was there to witness it, and so it only became embarrassing when I would tell people about it.
Okay.
That's what. I'll say that first. I think I was in high school, and I was driving home, and I, you know, had the windows down, the music's blaring, and like it started pouring rain out of nowhere, and I freaked out, and I turned down the stereo, and I had to slam on my brakes because I couldn't see. I couldn't figure out why. And I don't know if you ever, like, they say like, why do you turn down the radio? Like if you're like lost or something, you turn down the radio. Like what's that gonna do? It doesn't help you find where you're going. And I couldn't figure out why. Luckily there were no cars around, but I didn't realize I was missing the windshield wipers.
Oh.
I'm like rolling the windows up, turning the stereo down, but yeah. So it took a minute, but I figured it out. Yeah, so there's that. I would say the next embarrassing moment. So last year I did a drag show for charity. And
Wow.
yeah, and so my drag mom, I love you, PhD. We she put I had like 3 hours of like into makeup and everything. Like she did everything to make me look perfect. And I think I just was so nervous that I was overserved by my friends. So, like the moment it happened, like it started, my performance was on, and I'm already in my 6-inch heels, felt like about to fall off the stage. Yeah, so I don't know. I packed the bar full of old friends I haven't seen. And I was just like, I did not live up to the expectation because I was just way too drunk. So yeah.
How is being gay in Cincinnati? You feel safe? The community is kind of open?
I would say, honestly, I think that Cincinnati has come a long way. There has been some, I think there individually, like I have some friends that have experienced um, hatred and whatnot, but overall, I do love that, a lot of our local eateries, a lot of local places, they're hosting drag brunches and things like that because they support it, and especially during Pride, some of the biggest companies that their headquarters are here in Cincinnati. They take part in the parade and everything. So, and I will say that's one of the biggest changes in Cincinnati. I'd say maybe over the last 10 years or so is that it's been the amount of support has increased dramatically. Uh, I remember walking in the Pride Parade for the first time in 2017, and to see the amount of people that showed up to support, I remember crying so many times because
Oh,
it's not long after coming out, and I'm just not sure what to expect. So yeah, I think that overall it's a good city, a welcoming city.
very good. 3 questions left for you. Let's do it.
All right.
But before the next one, I would like you to tell me through your career, tell me one of your clients that you had experience that you're never gonna forget, something that you go like, okay, this experience I had with a client or through your career, something that you always gonna remember that inspire you somehow, or you kind of, give a big impact in your career, something that you could share.
I'll be honest and say this because I just started this earlier this year, back in April.
Okay.
But because of what I'm doing in the online space, I'd say it's the thing that keeps me going, and also the thing that I appreciate every single day is that the impact. I get so many messages from people throughout each day saying how much they needed to hear something. So they may not be a client, but because of what I'm posting, I don't know how many times I've received it, just a thank you. And that just warms my heart so much because it's a lot of times I'll post something and I don't do it for the likes. Like, I used to be that guy on Instagram where it's just like, oh, like 100, whatever, however many likes. And it's not about that anymore. It's turned to like, I'm posting something that's going to give like value to somebody, that's going to help them in some way. And so that's truly it. Even if I had 0 clients, the impact that I'm making on people that don't even know me, and the fact that they feel, compelled to reach out to say thank you because it helped them in whatever stage they're in, that is all I could ever ask for.
Tell me something. Fitness, as you said, so fitness never. It's been for a while in your life, or always been in your life. Fitness.
I used to be a lazy, obese kid growing up. I didn't play sports. You can ask my friends. I was, especially I was in a kickball league last year, a gay kickball league, and I was so bad. I was counted on for bringing the music and the cooler. Like at that point, couldn't catch a ball to save my life. But no. So let's see. My dad got me. The reason why I got in the gym was my dad. He's like, it's time you start. It was just before college. He's like, you need to start getting up and go to the gym because at that point, 230 pounds, never worked out a day in my life. So I just was unhealthy. I mean, I drank Mountain Dews. I had a key to the teacher's lounge. Like I was just like, I ate nachos and cheese every day, or macaroni and cheese, like whatever with cheese. If I had cheese, I'd eat it. Um, so, um, so yeah, and I think that's what has led me to this. On top of like the mental aspect, it's just
Mhm.
knowing I know what it's like to come from such a tough place, kind of like you have no hope. Like, okay, like I'm never gonna look like that good, and yeah, no. So no, fitness has not always been part of my life. I know the roller coasters. I know the starving myself. I know all of that.
All right. Next question is, what is the most difficult thing have you ever done?
I would say moving away. When I said I moved to DC, I moved to DC for my partner at the time. And it was a situation that I already knew before I left that I should not have been in. And
Ooh.
so, and I am very close, especially, to my family and my friends. And so I literally quit my job, packed up everything, and it was all to help him with his career. So, and then what happened then was I felt trapped for 2 years. And I think that yeah, I'd say that's probably the hardest thing. That, and then making it back home. It was just like an overall process, and I don't regret it. I will say that I don't think there's any need to regret anything, so much as long so long as you can learn something from it. But yeah, I would say it was moving away to a new city for the first time in my life, with the gut wrenching feeling that you should not be doing this.
And what was the lesson that you've learned from this event in life you had?
Oh man, I would say, I mean, there was a lot. There's, relationship wise, it needs to be a two-way street. It's not always going to be 50-50, but at the end of the day, one has to pick each other up. You have to pick each other up. And that wasn't the case. It was kind of like we're going on his path and not mine. Like there's no shared journey there. So yeah, I'd say trust your gut.
Mm-hmm.
Don't follow along with things just because you think that that's what's right. That's what's ideal. That's what other people expect of you. I think that's the biggest mistake any of us can ever make.
It's interesting. You said at the beginning of your answer, you said that even before moving, you felt that it wasn't the right decision. And that's a good point, because sometimes sometimes when you're going to make decisions or changing something in our lives, we feel it. We have this intuition, and sometimes we should stick to it, because your voice that is saying, okay, it's not the right thing, or for some reason or another. But again, we are adventurers. We just go sometimes.
Go with it.
Yeah, we just do it sometimes, and
yeah,
again, it's just life event that somehow bring some lessons to us.
I think that's it's like two sides to that. One is no matter how deep the situation might cut, you got to be able to appreciate the emotions that you feel from them, understand them, acknowledge them, and then keep moving forward. I think that's the biggest thing that anybody should ever learn with any hardship that they face in life, is that you can't look at it and say, well, this was a terrible time, and I wish I didn't do it. Like, it doesn't matter. It's already passed. So what's the point?
Absolutely. 2 questions left. Let's do it.
Okay.
Next question is, if you could make up a new school subject, what that would be?
That's a good question. A new school subject. I would say, I don't know what you would call it. I think that
Dr. Phil, I'm joking. I'm joking.
Oh man, I don't know. I think that when I came out of school, and then experienced life, I think that I feel that the curriculum did not cover the things, the real world factors that you're going to face in life. So I don't know what you call it. Reality. Because no, I'm not sitting here drawing a square and I'm not trying to find the square root of a number. I'm You know, it's navigating life. And it's like many schools, which I was fortunate enough to have a teacher that taught me everything. Her name is Mrs. Tucker. She taught a business class, and you know, she taught us how to balance checkbooks and do things like that. And I think that she saw that you don't really see that often. You know, she had us run our own checking account, and she ran a school store that kids would come buy stuff from. And I think that you don't see that enough. Kids, they get out of school and it's like the business, the life aspect, they're just kind of clueless to that. So
yeah,
something like that in a nutshell would be great.
amazing. Ready for the last question?
I'm ready.
Let's do it. Last one. But before the last question, people watch the interview right now, mainly the people who, you know, would you like to, now December, January, people, they set up a lot of goals, a lot of, you know, like challenge for themselves through the year. Someone watch the interview right now, or people watch the interview, would you like to join you, you know, for, you know, a personal trainer or a fitness, set up a training? What they're gonna find something different or something that's it's come from you, naturally from you, that people cannot see anywhere else? What that would be, something special about your, you know, your about you, about your training?
Yeah, I think that the piece that makes me stand out the most, which you won't see unless you know you're training with me, is just that it's the accountability factor. It's the getting to know each other, you know, personally, and understanding their life. Because I think that that's kind of you can't really break through somebody and help them reach their goals until you truly understand them. You just can't. You can give them a workout plan, you can give them a diet plan, you can look that up online all day long. But it's the things that I think people don't remember to, not even remember, they don't know to think about, you know, why do they keep like having this roller coaster effect, and what, you know, there's a tie to it. There's something in their past that triggers them to kind of fall back into old patterns. And so that's why, you know, my biggest thing when I'm talking to my clients, and, you know, every message, like, let me know what's going on. If you're not going to work out, like, tell me why. I dig deep, because that's where we're going to find the source of what causes these things to keep coming back into your life.
All right. Last question is, what's the weirdest dream have you ever had?
The weirdest dream?
Yeah.
Oh gosh. I don't, William, you've stumped me. I mean, I don't know. There was a time when I kept, okay. Yeah. So there was this time that I believed that, okay, so I was sick. I was younger. And so my mom came in and she gave me NyQuil. And then my dad came in not knowing that she had, and then he gave me, I want to say NyQuil, another type of severe cold medicine. And I'm pretty sure I overdosed. So that night I woke up like hallucinating. So I don't even know if it's really a dream, because it actually happened, but like in my mind, it was people coming to attack us. So I just remember waking up my parents, my brother who was sleeping downstairs, and he's like, what's going on? And I remember leaning against the refrigerator, thinking that it was the door, saying like, they're coming to get us. He's like, what the hell is he doing? Just blocking the door. And then I remember grabbing my mom and taking her to the living room and pointing out the window. And I'm like, look, they're coming right there. And they're just completely clueless. Like, they don't know what the hell's happening. And obviously I didn't either, but
Dream is just dreams that's happened. Jon, it's not the end yet. Let's play now the word association game, okay? I'm going to give away some words, and you just tell me one word that comes to your mind. Quick thinking, okay?
Okay.
So, I hope you are enjoying the interview. Before we do the word association game, don't forget to give a like, don't forget to share this video, and also don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Just click on the button right there. Thank you so much, and enjoy the word association game.
Money, one word.
Well, I don't know. Okay, if you were to do this, what would you say? If I said money, what would you say?
I would say maybe hard work or problems. You know, yeah, It depends. There again, they're not right or wrong. It's just what comes to your mind.
I'm an
okay?
overthinker, William.
One word for love.
What's that?
One word for love.
Romantic.
Family.
Needed.
Life.
Journey.
How about sex?
Often.
Politics.
Exhausting.
Religion.
Independence.
Fear.
Mental.
Friendship.
Loyalty.
Desire.
Passion.
Regret.
Non-existent.
One word for success.
Success. Dreams.
Wish.
Planning.
Happiness.
I don't know. I can't think of a word for this.
Okay.
Mirror.
Okay. One word for Cincinnati.
Oh,
One word for Kentucky.
better.
I can see the whole population of Kentucky like, yes, yes.
I'm serious. I always say, like, and I'm sorry to all my friends, but they know I say this. I always say that the worst drivers, you cross the river and you know you're in Ohio.
One word for USA.
America.
Okay. And the last one now, fitness trainer. One word.
Results.
Good. Let's pretend now I'm going to meet your lovely partner for a coffee, and I'm going to ask him, what is the most beautiful thing about Jon, and what's something that he still needs to work on, to improve on? What he would say?
He would say that he loves my selflessness, always willing to help others. And he would say that I need to work on my fear. He would say that I need to stop letting fear hold me back.
If I would ask the same question to your mom, would be the same answer?
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right.
Actually, because like he just told me the other day that they were having a conversation and it was along those lines. So yeah, she would say the same thing.
I can see both of them watch the interview and they go like, ah, he's so right. Or maybe actually I could add something else.
Yeah. You know what? I would cut them off right then to say, just leave it at, I'm right.
Let's play now, Jon and the Magic Box, and you can ask me a question. Okay, Jon, you can ask me a question now.
All right. Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Wow. I feel like in a job interview now. Okay, let me get myself ready. Get myself very smart, very smart. Dr. Phil, I'm joking. I see myself, all right, I'm going to be honest. I see myself doing this project in a bigger proportion. Yeah, I see myself like connect with more people around the globe, and also as well implement other projects that I have, connect with the Magic Box. I have so many other things that I'd like to implement that I'm already kind of organizing to get the channel in a bigger proportion, with more interviews, with more people around the world, with different formats as well. So everything that, I have those ideas that I see myself as well, maybe working full time just with the Magic Box. It's something that feeds my life, my soul, my happiness, everything. It's something that's it meant to be for me, because I enjoy every second of, every interview, every editing, every contact that when I contact people. So everything that I do connected to the Magic Box, it's something that I go to sleep thinking about that, and I wake up every morning thinking about that. So it's something that makes me really, really happy. So I see myself like in 5 years' time, doing more interviews as well, and maybe not. One of the plans that I have as well is to do one-to-one, like together. You know what I mean? Imagine a Million Box world tour, going around the world, like meeting people.
Hey, that would be cool.
Amazing. I can't wait to be able to meet my guests as well, in person, and have a conversation, have something more that can, like a catch up for the first interview. So yeah, there's so many things that I would like to do, and that's how I see myself in 5 years' time, for sure.
I love that. That's inspiring. I think that, when I was checking out your channel and whatnot, it's just neat the questions you ask, I think they cause us to open up in ways that you typically wouldn't expect in this type of situation. And more so than learning about each other, I think that it also helps us learn more about ourselves. So I love it.
Thanks so much. Thanks again for taking the time. You're so sweet. Since the first time when I approached you, you're like, yes, let's do it. I could feel your energy there. I could feel your energy straight away. Amazing. Amazing. Thanks so much for taking the time. And before you go, if you can share a positive message or something that you live by.
So I've said this multiple times before, so I think I'll go with it. Especially in the gay community, I think that it's important to always remember that life is not meant for us to fit a certain mold. What it's meant for us to do is to choose our own path and fit our own molds. So,
amazing. Jon, it was a pleasure to meet you, and Dr. Phil as well. Thanks so much.
Thank you for having me.
It was a pleasure. Okay, enjoy your weekends and you keep in touch. Okay, thanks so much.
See you, William.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.
So, did you like the show? Don't forget to give a like, to share it, and also don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And if you'd like to be part of the show as well, first, subscribe to our channel, and after that, just go to our website, www.williamandthemagicbox.com, and send us a request saying why you'd like to be part of the show. And I see you there. Bye-bye. See you next time.